Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday Trucker Talk show. And I'm Trucker Todd, as you might have imagined. I'm coming to you tonight, as you might can tell, from the NASCAR Hall of Fame. No, of course, I'm joking. I'm at my uncle's house. They came and got the travel trailer this morning. And so we're staying with him for a few days while the dust settles and everything gets kind of figured out. So a lot of people have been asking how I've been doing this week. I'm still getting some headaches. I had a little weakness on my right side earlier, but overall doing a lot better. We did get moved out, and man, that was an ordeal. They got my heart monitor where they can track it today, and so all of that is good. A lot of you knew that I had a job interview this week. They have officially offered me the job. It's not going to start for till later in the month, but that's okay. They got to do some background checks and things like that. And so in the meantime, I'm going to be working like some odd jobs and things like that. I've got some stuff I'm selling off and stuff like that to kind of downsize a little bit while at the same time have some money rolling in till things level back out. Speaking of leveling back out, though, there's been a lot of crazy stuff going on in trucking this week. I don't know if y'all saw. My good friend Robbie Ross sent me a deal. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick about some companies that were going under this week. It seems like the financial woes of trucking are still continuing. I thought I had it pulled up, but now I can't find it. If he's in here, he may want to talk about it a little. Let's see if I can get it pulled up real quick. We'll get to y'all's comments. Of course, my phone's not going to work. Okay, Robbie Ross, if you're in here and you want to talk about that article, that'll be good. Meanwhile, while we're doing that, and I'll continue to look here in a second, let's flip on over to the channel members, say hello to them. Let's see. We'll start with the original channel member, work our way up to the most recent. It'd be Ramon, Robbie Ross, Corey Oatley, Midlife Trucker, Smaller Hauler, Acer DM, Armando Perez, KC, Skyhook Trucker, and No Fear, Davenport Family, Mark Ely, Racing Ray 28, Lance Calhoun, Adam, Mud Trucking, Trucking with the Fly Rabbit, RGB, Gary Cook, Cattywampus, Russell Freight Services, Craig Hutchison, Sierra Bravo Exteriors, let's see, Scorpion Trucker, Ohioan Trucker, and Tracy H. Got 26 this week, so thank you to all of those that signed up for the channel membership. If that's something you're interested in doing, down at the bottom of your screen, it'll say join. You can click on that. It's like $5 a month. Also, we've got some guys that have been gifting a lot of channel memberships. So if you're somebody that comments a lot, you might get a freebie. So if you're wanting to gift some channel memberships to others, there's a little $ down there next to where you comment, and that's where you click. Also, I was just talking with my aunt about this before I came on the air. If you subscribe and hit that thumbs up and share this video, those are things that really help the channel. And I was kind of explaining to her how YouTube works and all of that. But anyway, we're having a good time over here. Moving is never fun, but they've been real hospitable, and we've enjoyed getting to spend some time with them and see them a little bit more than usual. And so that's kind of what's going on around here. I think after the video tonight, he wants to go do Taco Tuesday. So I think we're going to go do Taco Tuesday off after we go off the air. All right, let's get with who was first here today, and then I'll try to find that article. But there's just a lot of financial woes in trucking right now, as I'm sure you're aware. I've got two guys that I talk to fairly regularly this week, and they're at different companies, both mega carriers, and both of them were expressing frustration with their companies. One of them, I thought he was doing really well, but he's like, oh, no, this ain't cutting it. And then he said, well, the pay's okay, but the people aren't that great to deal with. So I said, well, that to me, that's all it. Money is secondary if you can't trust or like the people you work for or work with. But first here today was Roger Berry. He says, yes, sir, moving equipment that Averett has to sell this week here in Nashville at the hotel. Wicked weather there today. I haven't looked at the weather today. What's going on in Nashville? Anything serious, or is it just like rain and wind? We've had, I think yesterday we had a little bit of everything here in Lubbock. I would be unloading stuff and it'd start raining and I'd have to stop and then it'd pick up again, and it just made your cars a muddy, filthy mess. Robbie Ross, channel member. Hiya, friends, coming to you from a very humid Benton, Louisiana. Yeah, Louisiana and Mississippi, all down there. I don't see how they live there. I used to talk to Scott about it. He would talk to me about moving to Mississippi, and I'd say, man, I don't think I could take the heat and the humidity. And he said, that's what we got air conditioning for. You'll get used to it. But yeah, I just don't know if I could do it, man. I've got a lot of family that lives in East Texas, and it's super humid over there too. And I don't see how they do it. I just sit there and pour sweat. But anyway, Robbie Ross, who's a channel member, is I think he's on his way to Phoenix right now. So, but it sounds like he's parked for the night, or hopefully getting ready to park. A trucker named Tim, he says he's home, won't make it to watch, but we'll watch the replay. Good show. Thank you. Have a good show. You can kind of tell I'm still coming back online, so I'm still not 100%, but that's why I'm not really fighting too hard about this one job that we're probably not ever going to get super specific about. But it gives me a couple of weeks to kind of continue to heal, continue to get better, and then I can still do odd jobs and stuff to survive until that time comes. Gary Cook, channel member. I'm here in Columbus, Ohio, doing a 34 reset, so I'll be listening. That's good, man. That's what I used to do. I used to run hard and then take a 34, usually on the weekends, because that's when a lot of the warehouses and stuff don't have an appointment. And I know a lot of people hate to sit for 34, but it gives you time to do laundry and, watch a movie, play video games, whatever you're into, read a book. So, yeah, I think we all need a little bit of downtime. All right, we got our first super chat of the night. Let's go down here to it, and then we'll come back up. It's somebody that's been very, very supportive of the channel over the years. It's hard to believe it's been years. Axel Blackblade with the $5 super chat. I'm calling them all super chats. I don't know the difference between a super chat and a super sticker. He says, hey, Todd, I hope you're doing well. Question for you. What do you think of Super Ego Holden? I've heard horror stories from over there. So I've never worked for him personally, and I've never had a direct conversation with them. But I've talked to several people that have worked there, and I've heard the same horror stories that you are. Typically, when you talk about a company that takes advantage of drivers, their name comes up. Maybe it's justified, maybe it's not. But it's they're 1,000 Romans can't be wrong, and so I would be very leery of going there. I'll tell you another thing they do that brings a lot of concern to my mind is they have several different trucking company names under the same umbrella. And not saying it's true for Super Ego, but a lot of times when companies do this, it's that they get one account in trouble and they switch names and start a new one to keep going. So I would be extremely, extremely cautious about going to Super Ego. Now, if you've got something in your past where, a driving record or something, a criminal record, and that's the only place you can go, or if they're great for the area you live in, then maybe you don't have a choice. But I think I would say there's better options available to you, and just be careful whatever you decide to do. Red Raider Reloading says, hello, everyone. Hello, Red Raider. Thank you for being here. And Skyhook Trucker channel member says, here from PA. Man, it seems like Skyhook spends a lot of time in Pennsylvania. It may just be on video day, but it seems like every time he checks in, he's in PA. Good to have you, Skyhook. Thank you for being here, man. And Josh McLean, I'm here from Granitesville, South Carolina tonight. Wow. What's it like over there? Are you getting some of that weather that they're getting over there in Nashville? And Ramon says he's here. Ramon is also the original channel member, the very first channel member. He's also recuperating right now. How are things going, Ramon? Are you feeling better? NM. I'm going to assume that's New Mexico. I'm in the flipping snow in Wisconsin. Oh, man, I miss trekking. I don't miss the snow. It's nice to see every once in a while, but, man, I don't miss it that much for sure. Chris Bollinger, my good friend that I just talked to, Chris, was it earlier today we talked? Anyway, it was either yesterday or today we talked. I think it was yesterday. He says, good evening, friend. Good evening, sir. Thank you for being here. Trucking with the Fly Rabbit channel member says, I feel like a space Martian with that music. I've got two of them, and I had no method or madness to it. This one's the one I do on Tuesdays, and then I got a more upbeat one for Thursday's show. But somebody asked me to put the This Is Why I Do This in there, and so when I get a little time to do some video editing, we'll move over This Is Why I Do This to these videos and use it a little more. P.U. Patel, good afternoon, Trucker Todd. Good evening, P.U. Patel. Thank you for being here. Gary Cook, channel member, I thought you was locked up in the nut house, LOL. Well, I hope I'm not driving them nuts. But yeah, we're having a good time. My wife and my aunt's been hanging out a lot today, and I've heard a lot of laughter, so I think they're having a good time. And but yeah, it's this room. At some point, I'm going to have to show you guys. He's got all kinds of NASCAR memorabilia in here, and I'm not a NASCAR fan, but I got to admit, it's pretty neat. I think you'd like it. And so who knows, I may take some pictures and show you at some point or show you. But yeah, I think it's pretty neat. We got another one down here, another super chat. Let's jump down. Jump down to it. My good friend Chris Bollinger with the 1999 super chat. Thank you very much for that, my friend. I appreciate it. We were kind of talking trekking strategies and things like that, and I had a good conversation with him. Chris, I've known him for a while now. We used to talk a lot, but we don't get to talk that much anymore. But yeah, he's a good dude, and I appreciate his support of the channel for sure. Let's see. Gary Cook, channel member, the weather is crazy everywhere. Yeah, I think so. And I don't buy into that whole global warming thing, but yeah, it's been crazy lately. Robbie Ross, channel member, the article about the trucking company filing for bankruptcy protection. That's what it was. I can't remember the name of the company, but it seems like I've been getting a lot of these lately. This company's going under, that company's going under. Convoy that went under recently, they're back up again. Another company bought them and they're trying to make a restart. And if you go into their app, it'll tell you that there's not a lot of loads on there yet, but they got more coming. Robbie Ross, channel member, can I copy and paste the link to the article? Yeah, please do. Please do. I meant to do it myself so that I could put it in the comments and in the video description, and I didn't get it done. And now it's buried in my phone. And I know y'all don't want dead air for 5 minutes while I look for it. So yeah, if you'll copy and paste it in the comments, that'd be awesome. That way anybody that's interested in it can check it out. And what you can do, folks, because I realize there's different levels of technical ability here, is what you can do is right click on it if you're on a computer, or hold it down if you're on your phone, and copy it, hit copy. And then after my video's over, you can hold down on your address bar and hit paste, and it'll take you right to the show, or I mean to the article, so that you can still watch the show and not miss any Trucker Todd. But then when it's over, you can flip over and check out that article. It is an interesting read, and I appreciate when you guys do stuff like that. I'm going to try to do a lot more recorded videos now that I'm kind of out of commission for a while. So if you see something interesting that you'd like to hear me comment on or talk about, just go on there and go to email Todd at truckertodd.net. That's Todd at truckertodd.net, and leave me a link for the article, or tell me where I can go see it. The links are better because I can go there quicker, and I'll go read it and see if I can say something articulate that you guys might want to watch. All right, let's see what else we got here. The Gary Cook channel member says he ran the Easter Bunny over on Sunday. Oh man, just think of all the poor children that won't get tooth decay and diabetes and all the great things that sugar gives us. No Fear channel member says, hey everyone. Hello, sir. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Red Raider Reloading. If anyone sees or finds a Magnum S9 CB, will you let Todd know so he can get a hold of me? All right, so you're looking for a Magnum S9 CB. I've never even heard of that. I'll be totally honest with you, but hopefully somebody will find you one. Stephen Gower. Hello, Trucker Todd. Been pretty busy here at Dart Express. Yeah, there's a lot going on over at Dart. I've still got a few of you guys from Dart that watch me and give me updates about how things are going over there. People know that Dart and Swift both will always kind of hold a special place in my heart. I had a good experience at both places. Not so much with the shop or safety, but the company itself was pretty good over there at Dart. And then Dart Express, they're kind of a separate deal, but yeah, that's a pretty good deal for sure. All right, Blues Trucker US. Good evening, Trucker Todd. Hope all is well with you. Hello to the chat as well. Hey, Blues, thank you for being here, man. We're just putting along here. And Roger Berry says it's very weird, windy, and lots of hard rain. He's talking about Nashville. I'm a little behind in the comments trying to catch up. But a few minutes ago, I asked him, he had said the weather was weird in Nashville, and I asked him what's going on over there, and he said it was really windy and hard rain. I remember one time I drove through Nashville, and man, there was stuff blowing across the road. My wife was with me, and she was like a nervous wreck. It looked like the Wizard of Oz. And Robbie Ross, channel member, pulling a tire load, 9 a.m. delivery in Beaumont, and hopefully a load to Phoenix to get home by Sunday. I don't know if they still do it on tire loads because the last couple I hadn't had to, but I can remember back in the early days of me driving, late 90s and early 2000s, those tire loads you had to help unload. And it was a pretty good workout. But the last couple I've had, they just said, stay in your truck and we'll tell you when we're done. So that's much preferred. All right, let's see here. Blues Trucker, I guess since Scott came out to you to pick up the truck, Scott was the investor. Is he getting into leasing trucks? Good to know for the future. If I ever get into owner operator, I would definitely look at SRO. Yes, I revealed that in another live. I don't know if you caught it. He was the investor. He did not want me to reveal that in the beginning because he wanted to start with one truck and see how it did. And he didn't want 50 people coming wanting trucks and him not be ready for that. And then people are mad and upset. Now he does have one truck available, the truck that I was in. If you're interested in that truck, I would suggest contacting him pretty quick because I got a feeling if he doesn't sell it in the next couple of weeks that, if he doesn't lease it in the next couple of weeks, that he'll probably sell it since I'm out of commission for a year. But yeah, he was the investor and we didn't reveal that initially. He wanted me to wait about 6 months or so to kind of see how it did before he bought any more trucks or took on any more like that. And so if you're interested in that truck, and you guys know I'm not there anymore because of the strokes, but I can tell you, a great place to work, great guy, super honest. I still recommend him, and it doesn't benefit me financially to say that. I'm not going to get a referral bonus. There's no benefit for me to tell you that other than it's the truth. He treated me as fairly and honestly as he could. I never got cheated on pay. I never got lied to that I'm aware of. And so if you guys want to go down that road, he's definitely a great option to do that with. And a lot of you asked me, well, what about F2F? F2F was also good, but I had a lot less time there. And so I don't have the track record to give you that kind of information like I do with Scott. I was with Scott almost, until March. May would have been a year, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So like 10 months or so. There's a little bit more track record there, history there, seeing how he'd behave in different situations. And I can tell you with a straight face, I don't have anything bad to say about him. And my uncle was asking me last night, do you miss driving? I said, yeah, I do. I don't miss the driving as much as going around seeing the people, negotiating the rates and things like that. But yeah, if you guys want a truck, that's a good truck, and he's a good guy to work with. Let's see here. Josh McLean, sunny and 82 here. Wow. Where'd you say you were, Josh? Let me go back up here and look. Oh, you're in Granitesville, South Carolina. Yeah, that's nice that it's good there. Let's see if I can get back to where I was. Gary Cook, channel member, says, are you still living in Lubbock? Yes, I am. Staying over at my uncle's house for a few days while we're sorting out stuff with the insurance, things like that. And we're on a waiting list for an apartment at one place. We're looking at a couple of other places. And my aunt found a really nice trailer house last night that I wish I could get. I don't know if I'd meet the income requirements until that other job starts. But yeah, we're going to try to stay in this area. Now, you got to understand, they call Lubbock a hub city, and it's because there's a ton of little towns around Lubbock that feed off of Lubbock. And so when I say we're going to live in Lubbock, we may live in one of the suburbs of Lubbock, one of the little feeder towns to Lubbock, because cost of living's a little cheaper, and sometimes there's some really good options. But we will definitely be staying in this area. I've got grandkids here that I got to see this past weekend. I think it was this past weekend or the weekend before. Brain's still kind of coming back, but we've got my aunt and uncle here, of course, their kids. And so we have an interest of staying in this area. My sister did offer for us to go to East Texas and stay with her, but my wife has a job here that she really likes, and it makes sense to stay in this area. You guys know it's hard to find a place that you enjoy working, and if you've got something, you kind of want to stick with it. So we'll stay around here as long as we possibly can, and some opportunities are presenting themselves. I think I'm going to have some good news to share, but you guys know that I've got some people trying to sabotage me, and so for that reason, I've got to keep some of it off of here. But I'll share as much as it's safe to share with you for sure. Rose says, "Hi, Todd. Hope you are feeling better." Yeah, Rose, thank you. And your friend called me and we talked, and unfortunately he wasn't able to help, but he was a nice guy, and or I think he emailed me is what he did, but he was a nice guy, and I appreciate the suggestion and the effort for sure. Thank you. No hippie trucking and transportation. Hoping the best in your recovery. Well, thank you. I'm already kind of a miracle, because my wife was telling me that at her work she had a guy come in that had had a stroke 6 years ago, and he still couldn't talk. And I've got all my movement back. I still stutter a little bit, as you can see in these videos, and lose my train of thought, as you can see in these videos. Today I had a little bit of weakness in my right side, but that could just be old age. I don't doubt what the neurologist told me, that in 6 to 8 weeks I'll be back to 100%. I already feel pretty good. The thing I've noticed, though, is stamina's down. When we were unloading that camper, my wife was working circles around me. I would work 10 or 15 minutes and I'd have to go sit down. And she was like the Energizer Bunny. She just kept going and going. And I don't think she ever sat down or stopped. She would just plugging away, loading. And basically what we was doing is she would pack and I would carry it out and load the vehicles. And it's kind of like unloading a truck, though. You don't realize how much stuff is in there until you start moving. You know, it can take several hours to move out of a truck. And people that aren't truck drivers are like, how? It's such a small space. But every little crevice and cubby hole, you've got stuff packed away. And that's how that travel trailer was. We had stuff everywhere. And without a doubt, I'm sure, people ask, do you think you left anything? I'm sure we did. We did the best we could to get everything out, but I'm sure something fell behind the couch or something that we missed. One thing I know for sure that we're missing right now is my smartwatch charger. And I think we're going to go out to the shop and look for it after we eat tonight. That's right. Josh McLean is helping my memory along. That transportation company that filed bankruptcy was Pride Transport. And I was always told that they were related to C.R. England somehow. It's the brother of the owner of C.R. England or something, or the brother-in-law or something. But that's why they're in Salt Lake City and all of that. But yeah, it was Pride Transportation. Thank you for bringing that up, Josh. And I haven't seen Robbie Ross put the link up yet. Maybe he did. I was only looking on my deal. I didn't the link, but maybe he'll do that here in just a second. Let's see here. Chris Bollinger, good to see you pop in, Lyle. Lyle is here. I'm not familiar with Lyle. T. Curry, people think that you can just join any company and be successful. Laugh out loud. I made a comment similar to that at one point, but I put enough caveats in there to cover myself. I believe if I was still able to drive that I could be successful in any lease purchase. But the deal is, and some of that depends on what your definition of successful is. I could be profitable at any lease purchase. I could go to Western Express, and I believe I have enough knowledge and experience that I could be profitable there. Now, could I be happy there? And there's an example. A good friend of mine that comes in here a lot, he went to work for a reefer company in Springfield, Missouri, and he loved that company. And he made like 1,800 a week most weeks. But he wasn't happy there. He knew he was worth more. He knew he could make more. And so was he successful at that company? Well, yeah, he was profitable, but he wasn't happy there. I got another guy right now, a good friend of mine, a big supporter of the channel, works at JB Hunt. He makes decent money there, but some of the people he works with at JB Hunt have left a sour taste in his mouth. So is he successful there? Yeah. Is he happy there? It depends on the day. And that's the thing. So that's why you guys are like, man, you push SRO a lot, even though you don't even work there anymore. And that's why, because it's so hard to find somebody that'll just tell you the truth and pay you correctly and not try to get over on you. And so when you find that, you're kind of in shock, because most of these companies, they're out for themselves. And I'm sure Scott's out for himself too. He didn't open a company to make Trucker Todd money. He opened a company to make himself money. But he's figured out a way that his drivers can be successful and he can be successful at the same time. And that's what you want to find. If it's not there, there's other companies out there. A lot of people say advanced trucking's that way. A lot of people say F2F's that way. I had a good experience at F2F the short time I was there, but I'm not an expert on F2F by any stretch of the means. Mud Trucking channel member says, hello, Brother Todd. Or, hey, Brother Todd. Hello from Kentucky. Well, hello, sir. Thank you for being here tonight. NTA, Banana Spider, only 3 of us have donated to your GoFundMe. Can you repost the GoFundMe link? Yeah, I don't know why people haven't done that. Like, I put it on all the social medias, and I thought that we'd get a lot of people on it, but it's just not coming through. Give me just a second, and I will post that link. If I can figure out how to do it. One thing you guys are going to notice while we're here too, my aunt and uncle have awesome internet. We're getting like 500 megabits per second down and like 40 something up. So hopefully we won't have any technical Tuesdays. And I just posted that GoFundMe, so it should be showing up here pretty quick. Let's see. Red Raider Reload and our fleet received the Safest Fleet Award for the 2nd consecutive year in a row amongst all of our company DCs. 1 wreck per million miles driven. Wow, that's great. That's really good. Is that the same safety guy there now that was there when I was affiliated or worked for a subcontractor of you guys? Because he's a pretty good guy. I've talked to him a few times if it's that same guy. Michael, I'm not even going to try to say your last name, Michael. I butcher it every time I try, man. Good evening, sir. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Congratulations to Robbie Ross, channel member. He says, I won a safety award from my company. No idea what the award is. Cash works best. I know it's not that. When I worked for Swift the first time from 96 to 2001, they had a belt buckle that they gave you. And each year they would have you send it in and they'd put a little diamond in it. But I don't think they do that anymore. I think I've still got that belt buckle out in my shop somewhere. But I should almost have it full because I think it held 5 diamonds, and it's probably not super expensive to get the diamonds put in it. Of course, I don't know in this day and age when I'd ever wear a Swift belt buckle, but I always thought that was neat. It was the first thing I ever owned that had diamonds in it. That one guy says stamina is down. I got to start reading these comments before I put them up. Racing Ray 28 channel member says, hey, Trucker Todd, me and Zen are here. Well, hello. I was just asking Linda before we came on if Zen was going to be with you tonight. No hippie trucking and transportation. What's up, Chris? Is Chris still here, or did he already check out? That one guy. Now that's funny. He says they went from pride to shame. They've been kind of in the shame category for a while, hadn't they? Red Raider reloading. Do you need a charger for a Samsung watch? If so, I have one you can have. No, my wife's got her Samsung watch charger here. This is an Apple watch, and I just found out they're very finicky. So I've got it somewhere. I've just got to go dig through a bunch of boxes and bags and find it. We divided stuff up between what we thought we would need at my uncle's and aunt's house and what we thought we wouldn't need. And I'll bet you it got put in the stack that we thought we wouldn't need. And this watch, though, the whole time I was in the hospital, it stayed up. So the battery life on it's incredible. But I've got it using the health app and stuff to track my heart rate and stuff like that, along with my heart monitor. So it's kind of important. I want to keep it working as long as I can. Oh, boy, we got another super chat here. Or super sticker, whatever it is, from my good friend and channel member, Robbie Ross, $20. Can't post the link in super chat. It's in the comments. Your stream didn't show you. Okay, good deal. Good deal. I wonder why it didn't show me. A lot of people don't realize that sometimes it will it'll post it like on YouTube, but because I'm going through StreamYard and we're also posting on Facebook and Instagram, not Instagram. What is that? Anyway, we're on several social media platforms. X, we're on LinkedIn. That's the one I'm thinking of. Because we're on so many platforms, sometimes I don't see all the comments. So if you post something and I don't see it, just repost it or try to get in touch with me, and I'll circle back around and cover it. But thank you for that super chat, my friend. And I'm glad that you're finally on your way to Phoenix. Axel Blackblade says, hey, Todd, brother, missed you. My question in the super chat, really want to hear from your perspective as you were a car salesman. Okay, let me see if I can find your question, because that's one of those. Oh, okay, I didn't see that one. See, this is what I'm saying. Thank you, Axel, for doing that. He did another $5 super chat. He wants to know, last question for today, what is your opinion on a 2020 used Ford Mustang V8 with about 20,000 miles? I want one, got a good deal. So I really love the 2010 Mustang up, so I'm a fan of the 2020 Mustangs, especially the V8s. Even the EcoBoosts aren't bad. But here's the deal. You're going to want to run a Carfax, make sure it hadn't been in any accidents. I would even take it, if you can, to a dealer or from the dealership, take it to your favorite mechanic and have them do a blue plate special, which is nothing more than them looking over the car. I mean, you could still have problems with it, but at least you got a second set of eyes looking at it. They'll usually charge you about $100 to look it over, but they might find something. And between that and the Carfax, you'll get a pretty good idea of what you're looking at. Just keep in mind it's a sports car, and a lot of it depends who had it before you and how well they took care of it. But at 20,000 miles, I think you're probably pretty safe. It doesn't sound like a car that, the kid was taking out cruising on the weekend and racing his buddies. But yeah, it's a sharp car. And if you're still unsure about it, bring it to Texas. I'll drive it for a couple of weeks for you, and I'll let you know. But yeah, it seems like you might have found a diamond in the rough, found you a good car. Just try to do as much research as you can. Let me see if I can get back where I was. I can't believe I missed your comment. I'm sorry about that. All right, let's see. We're down to almost there. Okay, here we go. Mud Trucking channel member says, I'm here at Advanced Trucking. Is a good outfit to drive for. It's all spot market. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Advanced Trucking out of Indianapolis. And same thing with Scott. It's all spot market. And if that's something you want to do, I think companies like that, F2F, SRO, they're all good options. Red Raider Reloading, yeah, same person. So for those with a short memory like me, I had asked Red Raider Reloading if it was the same safety guys at his company as was there when I worked for a subcontractor to his company. And he says, yeah, it's the same guy. He seemed like a pretty good guy. I'd talked to him a couple of times. We'd never had any direct dealings like where I had to, he had to make a decision that affected me or nothing like that. But I saw how he interacted with drivers and such, and he seemed like a pretty good guy. I would see him in his office with drivers in there talking and laughing with him. So that tells me that he wasn't a tyrant, that he was probably a pretty good guy to work with and work for. Let's see. Michael says, have you been doing well? For the most part, I have my good days and bad days for sure. But a big stress in my life was getting out of that camper and trying to do it quickly for the insurance and working around my wife's work schedule and all of that and trying to find work. And I'm 99% sure I've got the job lined up, and I'm 100% sure we got out of the travel trailer today. And so actually we got out of it last night. I did some final touch-up things today. And so a lot of my stress load is gone. Even my aunt today, she was like, Todd, you need to relax. And I was like, I will. I just got to get this stuff done. And I realize I can be a little high strung sometimes, but I think we're finally starting to see things level out a little bit. So not a moment too soon for sure. Gary Cook, channel member, says, I'm at Advanced Trucking. I've been doing power only with USA Truck. I'm enjoying it, trying to get my finances caught up, but doing okay. Well, I think right now in trucking, everybody's trying to get their finances caught up. I get some comments sometimes that are a little negative, let's say, in the emails, but most of them are from people that aren't truck drivers or that don't understand. So yeah, I've heard good things about it. If you live east of I-35, that's a good deal. If you live west of I-35, it can be a little sparse. Let's see. P.U. Patel, Trucker Todd, I'm wanting to pull the trigger on a 2018 International LT with 400,000 miles. It's an old Ryder truck. Do you know anything about Ryder and how they maintain their trucks? I got to be careful here because I'm going to get in trouble for two different reasons. I'm going to get in trouble for saying I like International, which I do. I like all four brands. They all have their pros and cons, their good things about them. I'm also going to get in trouble for talking about Ryder. I had a friend that was a mechanic for them, and he talked pretty highly of them and how they maintenance their trucks and take care of them. I also had a friend that rented one and used it for a while he was working at Roadrunner, and he loved it so much that he never went back to buying a truck. He said, I'm just going to keep driving that Ryder truck. And so it's not necessarily a bad deal. I would kind of say the same thing about this as I would the Mustang that the other guy was asking me about, Axle Black Blade. Get on, there's a deal for trucks called Rig Dig. Get on there and run a rig dig on that Ryder truck and see if there's any funny business there. See if Ryder will give you maintenance records. But man, if you could pick that truck up cheap enough, it'd be worth taking a chance on it, I would think, especially at 400,000 miles. Also, does it have the A26 motor or does it have the Cummins motor? If you know. Mr. Beefy says, hello, sir. Thank you for being here. All right. At the 47-minute mark, we're caught up on the comments. So this will be the time when I'll remind everybody to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Share this video on your social media platforms. And that will really help the channel. Consider becoming a channel member. There's a join button down there. Click on it. It's only $5 a month. The price of a coffee, you could be a channel member. And check out truckertodd.net, the website. Email me at todd@truckertodd.net. Lots of ways you can get a hold of me. Think about joining me on Facebook. Just type in Trucker Todd. You'll find me. LinkedIn. You can find me that way too. And on X and Instagram. All right, let's jump back in the comments. They're starting to slow down a little bit, but we still got 42 in here. So if y'all got something you want to talk about, throw it up there and I'll get to it real quick. And if not, I'm going to go devour a taco. Let's see. P.U. Patel says it has the Cummins engine, 450. I think that's a great engine. The A26, I like it too, especially the later generation ones. The early A26s like I had in 2015, they had some valve problems and stuff, but they've since got that stuff worked out. And so, yeah, I would say go for it, especially if you can get some history on the truck and look over it real good. If you've got somebody, a buddy or a mechanic that you trust, take a second set of eyes. I even like to take my wife because, you know, it's just that second set of eyes. You're looking at certain things. They're looking at certain things. Sometimes my wife will see things that I didn't see. And she'll go, hey, what about this? And I would have never saw it if she hadn't have been there. So if you can get somebody to go with you, the more mechanically inclined, the better. That always helps when you're looking at stuff like that. Let's see. Michael says, in the shop again. No one wants to listen as usual, so I wait. Yeah. Have you ever noticed that the guy that knows the most about the truck, the guy that's been driving it and is with it every day, is the one that nobody wants to listen to? The mechanics are like, he don't know. And the company's like, he don't know. And really, you have a lot of valuable information. One thing I would say is if you can, and I don't know about you, Michael, I think you probably know, but guys that aren't mechanically inclined, if you can learn some of the terminology, mechanics are more likely to talk to you. Same thing in the medical field. When you go to the hospital, if you can kind of understand some of the terminology, the doctors are more willing to talk to you than if you go in there and they've got to break it down to you like you're a third grader. So just try to have some knowledge. It's a lot harder to pull the wool over your eyes if you have some knowledge about the subject they're talking to you about. Robbie Ross, channel member, like to give props to UConn making it to the Final Four in the men's men's and women's hoops. Okay. Yeah, that's great. I would have figured you were rooting for an Arizona team, though. That came from channel member Robbie Ross. He came back around with another one. He says, if you can make it home, or if I can make it home, I will go see the men's Final Four. Oh, that'd be fun. Ted Van Buskirk, who I owe a phone call, he called me the other day and I was super busy. And I said, I'm going to have to talk to you later, Ted. I got to give him a call back. Says, hello, sir. Sorry I'm late. I just got off work. I hope all is well. Yeah, and that's my defense for Ted. I always mean to call him back, but he works so much I never know when to call. But I hadn't forgot about you, Ted. I am going to get you called back. Maybe tomorrow's the day. Oh boy, here's one. Valenzuela Trucking gives me the thumbs up. Thank you for being here tonight, sir. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Okay, we're creeping up on the hour mark. If you guys got anything else y'all want to run by me, throw it up there. Don't forget you can email me at todd@truckertodd.net. Or you can go to the website and send me a message from there. I need to go do some touch-up work on the website too. It is truckertodd.net. So check those things out. I'm going to give you guys another few seconds to type something. If we don't get anything, I'm going to check out of here. Ted Van Buskirk says, it's all good. I know that you have a lot going on yourself. Yeah, today was a big milestone. We got a lot of stuff cleared up today with the company calling me, giving me the job offer, with the camper getting towed off today. And so today was a big milestone. And so now things are going to level out a little bit. Some of you that have had a hard time getting a hold of me, now you're probably going to find it a little bit easier the next day or two. I'm going to try to get everybody called back. Still a little scatterbrained, so if I don't get you called back, try me again tomorrow, and you will probably get me. All right, the comments have died. I guess you guys are at Taco Tuesday as well. I'm going to go ahead and check out of here. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you. Well, here's another one. Channel member Racing Ray says he's starving. Yeah. We're going to check out of here and go eat some tacos. Y'all have a great night. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll catch y'all Thursday night. Be there or lose your hair. Bye.